Hello and welcome to Trojan Talk. I'm your host, Aaron Taylor. They'll be talking with Bob Joslin, who has spent 25 plus years here at the university teaching photography. Bob, thanks for joining me here today.
Well, thank you. Glad to be here.
And you're soon to retire after 26 years, I believe you said.
About close to 26.
26 years. Well, first off, just tell us about, your feelings towards, making an end to this long run here at the university teaching photography.
Well, I can't say enough about the university. Troy has been especially good to me, Troy University. I came here about 1987 on a special grant to do a program called Nature's Way series. I developed a program with the schools, and out of this, the Nature's Way series has gone on now over all those years and is out around the world in some 20-some different languages and is used for educational purposes. So my experience at Troy has been wonderful, and especially with the students that I've been able to teach.
And that program you mentioned there, still to this day, helps out Troy University photography students, right? What you started with, still all the way up until this time, is still helping the school.
Yes, this thing has gone around the world and on the Discovery Channel, and it produces royalties, and those royalties have been placed, the university placed in a special funding that I can draw from that is used to buy the equipment for our photography. So it's been wonderful.
And of course, with photography students, obviously you've had a lot go through your classes throughout the years, but as someone who teaches photography, what is, your philosophies in how to teach and how someone should learn photography?
Well, I'd like to really start with the basics. I love that black and white program we have because the kids get their hands in the chemistry. They get the fundamental things of history, which was done way back in time. But they learn the basic components of Photoshop there because they can dodge and burn. And probably out of all the courses, the students always refer back to that experience. I lock them right into color slides. Now, it sounds like an old time. But what happens is what's in the camera is what they have. They can't go to Photoshop. They can't do anything else. So I know how well they've been able to make their exposures and their compositions. It locks them down. Mm-hmm. And by the time we get through with that, they're really ready for the digital end of it. And it all just moves right up to digital. Of course, I have programs in both portrait photography and in product photography and this type of thing, and the kids do extremely well. I'm real pleased with them.
And of course, obviously, you've made that transition over the years from film to digital. Has it been, an easy transition in helping the students, even though you keep it based in the foundation of film?
Well, for a long time, I ran my own commercial industrial business, and that was in the days of color slide material, and was really used to it and used it extremely well. And it was a little hard for me to shift to digital. And of course, now digital is the one used today most commonly. And but as I said before, it allows the students going through this process to really understand. I'm really unhappy where they just want to point and shoot, or where they, we'll get a good one sooner or later. I make my students get a good one each and every time. That's what I'm after. Because if they become professionals, they may only have a one-time shot, and they have to be prepared for it.
Get that shot there.
Mm-hmm.
Now, obviously, you've taught a lot of students, and I know one of the things that most people associate you with is the safaris. You shoot a lot of wildlife and animals, but you've taken students to Africa on photo safaris. Obviously, this has been a big part. How did all that come about? And tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I think that the chancellor once told me that I was one of the first ones to have an overseas type program. Mm-hmm. And I've loved going to Africa over all these years. I've gotten to know the people, especially Kenya. We've gone to Tanzania, Rwanda with the gorillas also, which was just wonderful. I've taken students there, and I think they're really amazed at seeing those cultures, being with those cultures, and some of their photography have won top prizes. One of the students had some fighting rhinos, two males with blood, and she won the International Nikon Top Award for her work there in Africa. on that particular shot that she took. So I was really excited about that.
Well, obviously, 26 years of work here, we could probably talk forever about this, but what we've heard so far, I know that you've had a good time here at the university, and here's hoping that the students around here will be able to get by without you teaching photography here. It probably won't be the same, but I want to thank you for joining me here today.
Well, thank you. Glad to be here.